Hey there, everyone. This is Chris McDonald. It is 12 o'clock on the East Coast, and we still have quite a few people joining, as always. So I'm going to go through the normal housekeeping, and that is if you're new to GoToWebinar, you're going to have a little control panel on the right, and you can ask questions there at any time. I've got Matt Avery on the line to help back me up and ask any question or answer all of your questions that you type in. If a number of you are asking a similar question, then we'll pause everything and make sure that and float that out so we can all discuss the question. So don't hesitate to ask questions. Also, this will be recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel. So just keep that in mind. And in addition to that, I just wanted to point out before we get started, most of you who have been timing cross-country events for a while and are interested in race day scoring side have probably been using Race Director for cross-country events. And if you have and you're looking at shifting over completely, just keep in mind that Roger Bradshaw, the creator of Race Director, just recently, I don't remember if it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but he just did a training session on switching from Race Director to Race Day scoring. And that has already been uploaded to our YouTube channel. So if you are looking to do that, maybe you want some additional pointers on making that transition from Race Director to Race Day scoring, not just cross country, but also maybe, running events, triathlons, whatever else you may time, you can check that out. You can go to youtube.com/RunSignup. And you can go sort and find that video. So I think we've got everybody on that's going to be on. So let's get started. For some of you, this might be a review. For others, this might be the first time you're seeing it. A couple of years ago, RunSignup made the push to add in cross-country scoring into race day scoring. So why build it? Well, the biggest reason is we love cross-country. And Bob, the founder and CEO, ran competitively in high school and college, and a lot of our other employees at RunSignup ran either in middle school, high school, and college, some even professionally. So many of you have at least one cross-country race a year. Some of you have a bajillion. And so we thought that we needed to make a product that was sufficient for all organizations, that you could come to for all, or at least the majority of your timing needs. And we also wanted to take advantage of the team results platform that RunSignup built. And this lets you easily access individual results from the team results and vice versa. It's a great community that we wanted to support by providing better tools. And then also, and this is just kind of my take on it, and that is cross-country for a lot of individuals is the first introduction to intermediate distance running or distance running. So I know personally, it was the first time that I ever was exposed to running more than, an 800 or 1600. So it's really the beginning of the additional adult sport that many of us time on Saturdays and Sundays outside of track and field or the cross country season. So if we keep growing the sport of cross country and track and field, theoretically, we will continue to grow the adults participating in our open athletic events, mass participation sports. So what's in race day scoring, cross-country scoring? So we've added to this list, but it has a very unique but consistent set of scoring rules. There's a lot of flexible team and team type relationships, displacement calculations, automated switching of event base on finish time of day, and then automatic posting of results to RunSignup and team results. We have the NCAA tiebreak rules. We have TIFR's result submissions. We've also added finish leak event file generation from within race day scoring, cross-country announcer support, and that goes with announcer support across the board, and then unattached runners or do not score settings. So some things on the way. I know a lot of you have asked for double dual scoring. So that is on the radar. We are working on that presently. And then also tier 2 scoring. And I actually had to double check with Matt Avery exactly what we meant when we said tier 2 scoring, and got a great definition. I personally have never had to do this, but I have heard of others doing it. And that is when you have a group or team of a set number of participants, say like in a high school race that they wanted to run everybody at the same time, and the top 7 go into your 5 score to displace, and anyone over that 7 falls into the junior varsity category and is in a completely separate result set. So that is also being built into updates for cross-country scoring. So some definitions. Team scoring has a lot of moving parts, so we're going to get into some very simple definitions here. And the settings are going to be covered are team types and team scoring rules. They work differently when you talk about relay versus aggregate. So excuse me. The team options we're talking about today are specific to cross country. If you're talking, like, say you've scored relays before, which is, you know, a team scoring type for, let's say, triathlon, or an ultra relay where you have maybe 10 members that run multiple legs, those are scored as, they're not scored as aggregate. So they're scored as relay. So a relay is the person is kind of passing off the timing point to the next person, versus aggregate scoring. Everybody is racing the complete race and you're aggregating those either scores or times together. So a team is a group of participants. It's a simple group of participants. A lot of times they're used for scoring, other times it's just a social aspect. Obviously in these situations, we are using them for scoring. Teams can have members from different registration events, and they can have a team bib chip, but are not required to. And the teams are always part of a single team type. Now, the way you find teams within RaceDay scoring is you're going to go into participants right here, and you click on teams. So once you see these teams and click into it, you can actually see the team members. And so this is across the board. If you have like a social team or anything like that, you can see that that these team members are in that specific team if we click on AAA Lawn Care. So team types and team classifications. It's a category of teams. They're a way to group teams together, most commonly used for a large school or small school. And this will be created automatically from RunSignup group types, but you can add them in RaceDay scoring as well. And we do support setting up new team types when importing a spreadsheet of participants and teams. So a single event can have multiple team types. For example, if the 9 a.m. race has small and large schools competing together, but they're split up for scoring, so you can have those 2 team types racing at the same time. It's also possible to combine team types for scoring for the members of teams within that team type if they share the same event. So team types have team scoring rules. So if you go into age group and team classifications, usually you're in age groups and you're adding age groups, but at the top, if you look, you will see team classification buttons. And at that point, you will see team types underneath. You can add a team classification. These will be imported from the team types at RunSignup, and then also, like we said, you can import them via CSV from your general import. So once you click into there, you have an additional subset of team type information. So you can see for this team type is D3, scoring team type is D3. We've selected all the scored events. Use cross-country scoring is yes. When you select yes, you get additional options here for like tiebreaker rules, what to display, what the scoring depth looks like, how many you're going to score. So in this scenario, it's your normal cross-country scoring where you have 5 scoring, but you displace through 7. For those of you that are not as familiar with that, that means that the place 6 and 7 do not score, but they displace. So they take that place and the people after them score a higher number. So you're displacing those, the finishers below that 7th person down in the points. You can also put in team size rules if you want to, but this is normally set up for open, like mass participation, and not for cross country. So aggregate teams, which is what cross country is, there's 2 main types, classification scoring types, and that's aggregate and relay. Cross country is aggregate because we're adding up the positions for each runner on the team and generating a single team score, which is how we're basing our team ranking. So how to do this? You're going to select aggregate team scoring type and use cross country. Like we just said, you're going to select yes. You're going to decide if you need to break out reports by gender. It's helpful if you have a race start with boys and girls together, but not needed needed to be separated for scoring. So if you're doing it in separate races, you don't have to worry about it, and you can set that up separately as a separate race. And then you can select which tiebreaker to use and what team time display do you want to provide. So tiebreaker rules out there are next best next finisher, best last scored, cumulative time, and head-to-head for NCAA. So make sure you are selecting the tiebreak rules that are needed for your specific rule set. Different states have different rules. Obviously, NCAA versus high school has different rules. We actually had a scenario when we were timing or helping time the NCAA men's championship this past year. And I saw a lot of chatter on Timers Talk about folks not understanding the head-to-head NCAA rules. So you're not using your 6th and 7th runner. It's a head-to-head scoring scenario there. So team scoring depth is what we talked about. You're scoring 5, you displace through 7. Allow under minimum to displace. This is basically saying that allows team to score even if they don't have the scoring depth. So if they only have 3 runners finish, they would have under the minimum to score, but you're still displacing with those runners. And then ghosted runners fills out incomplete teams with ghost runners with the same time as the last finisher on the team. Your aggregate team scoring rules can be set up at the scored event level and sent down to the individual team types associated with that scored event, or they can be customized. So when you're changing or saving new team scoring rules, it's going to ask you, do you want to delete and regenerate reports? In almost all circumstances, you are going to want to say yes. What does that look like? So when we go into scored events, we click on scored events and we click into team scoring. So you're going to select that you want aggregate team scoring, use cross-country scoring, yes, and separate them by gender. In this scenario, it's no, because this is only a women's field. Tiebreak rule is next best finisher. They want to show total time on the team display and team scoring depth by scored event. Again, the normal 5 and 7. And in this scenario here, we have qualifiers. So this is a new section. Team qualifiers is how to set up for, like, say, a regional event where the top 3 teams qualify, plus the next 10 individuals that are not part of qualifying teams. So this is set up for your regional state qualifiers. When you're just doing normal in-season scoring, you might not be using this, but when you get to your regional state or sectionals, you might be using this. So once you hit save, it's going to ask you if you want to update this. So you're going to delete and continue. This will update everything or all the reports that need to be made. And please select the following options. You can apply these scoring rules to all teams. So reports, when you set up scored events and age groups, we do build a default overall and age group reports. All reports are completely customizable. A lot of you guys know this because you're using RaceDay scoring already, and you're building out custom reports for your your other events. But for cross country, we automatically build out a report with a single team finish list report section within it for that scored event. If you want to build further reports or customize default reports, you can do it within the report builder. So the building blocks, you will want to add a report section to report that gives you the ability to combine results. You have the ability to always combine and add individual report sections to show things separately. And then when you enable cross-country scoring, you have 4 different types added that you wouldn't otherwise, and that's team detail, team summary, team finisher list, and TFers. So this is your team the detail. And so in this scenario, you can see Wiley College places first with an average clock time of 28:36.11. The team type is NAIA. And you can see you've got your score for the first 5, right? And then underneath that, your next 2 are in parentheses, which are showing your displaced times. And then below that, you're showing greater than 7. So these 4 are not displacing. So your second place team, and you've got your team score here as well, is doing the same thing. And again, you've got your cumulative clock time added in here, and paces. And then a ranking of teams without member detail. So this is giving you your very short and sweet breakdown with your team score, your average clock time, and your 7 team scores. So obviously you've got your first 5 that are scoring and your next 2 that are just displacing. So you also have a ranking of participants who are members of a team. This does exclude non-team members. So you can see in here that your scores are going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But then you have parentheses when that score is just a displaced value. You can also see the team score for that team, the team place overall, the clock time, and the pace for the individual. So if you're wanting to go in and create your own report, you can always go in and click this build a report. So you name your report title here. You select what events to include. And so at that point, you can then select the college men's team type, report type that you're gonna create, and then you can select the team type report section. So in order to publish cross-country team results to RunSignup, you must auto-save the team finish list report. Again, the team finish list report has to be auto-saved to RunSignup for each scored event. So it's not necessarily to publish the team results report. If you publish this, it will automatically push up and it will generate all the team results at RunSignup that you need. So this would be the autosaves. And once that goes up, you will see your overall listings, again with your score, and you will see this up, the data from the team as well. So results for UT Tyler, when you click into it, you can see all the participants in here for this specific college. And you can see what place they were, how they scored, and then again, you can see the team place and overall place within the race, and then the score overall. And the year, bib number, obviously you would need to import the year in if you want that to show. If you click into a specific person, within that, you see the team result there, their bib number, And just like all other RunSignup results, you can customize finish certificates if you wanted to. You have your chip and gun time. Obviously, these are going to be the same. Pace, their overall, and then how you scored it out, their year and team score information. So for those of you publishing TIFRs, so to publish results to TIFRs, you do need to add a report with a single TIFRs report section. Once created, you can click TIFRs Publish Settings. You can log into TIFRs and map all required fields. Once this is set, use the TIFRs Publish button to submit the results to TIFRs, and the results are simple manual push. Autosaves are not supported. So you go in and set up all of your information, your meet details, and then set your result settings into your TIFRs side of things, and you're good to go. So automated switching, event switching, a lot of you use this when you are getting like a bulk report of everyone that's going to be running, but maybe you don't know who's JV, varsity. Obviously, you're going to know male, female, but sometimes you don't. And so in this scenario, you can set up data actions to automatically run in the background, and it'll perform an action based on rules you define. For cross country, it's common to have all these people in a generic cross country event, and they're distributed out once you know when they finish. So all people finishing between say 9:30 and 10:15 should be in the boys 9 a.m. race, for instance. Now, in this scenario, you do need to make sure that you're not going to have any crossover at the finish line, and that you're not going to have people walking back up. So you will need to clear for a lot of these, you're finishing, maybe it's in the infield or something like that. You're pushing everybody back away from the finish line once they complete. So the data actions will apply to all future times. You have to recalculate raw reads if you want to apply rules to existing reads.
Hey, Chris, on that one,
yes.
One good tip is you can set up the data action to be really careful and say it's only going to fire if the participant who crossed was in the cross-country event, the generic cross-country event, or all events, whatever you end up calling it. That way, it's not going to re-trigger for someone who is already assigned for the 9 a.m. race. It's only going to fire on those who are in like the generic event you set up. So that's one way to protect yourself there.
Yep, good point. And so where are data actions? Down here at the bottom. So this little lightning bolt. So you can click in and you can click add, and this is where you set up your data actions. And so here is where you're changing, you want to change a raw read and you want to edit. And so when you have a timestamp of a raw read in between these two times, then we're moving the participant from event, and we're assigning them to event, which is college women. So this is what it would look like. So anybody that finishes, anybody that we get a timestamp read for in between 8:20 and 8:46, this is how it would push that information. All right, setting up finish links with RaceDay scoring, and this is for participant data autosaves. You can create a report that includes a finish link report section. When you select all events, you'll give the ability to set up a finish links autosave. The autosave will export your EVT, PPL, and SCH files automatically as the race is ongoing. So you can update your finish link software to set up the participant information. So, and this is where you'll go in and you'll click, again, you go to reports and build report. And so you'll set your report title, whatever you want it to be. You'll select all for your events. And then you will select finish links here for all, and you'll add a report section. So once you have that, you will have this ability to, on your reports, you will have a finish links autosave settings. So you can click into this and you will get this screen. You can customize how frequently to update the file, where it should be written, etc. So obviously you'll want to select where this folder path is going, how often you're saving it. Would you like to Would you like to separate or include people in the optional PPL file or SCH file? And would you like to separate participants by scored events in the EVT file? So again, you can set all these. You'll save your folder path here, and then you'll click Add Stream and Save Settings. Once you do that, this is going to be saving automatically, and you will have these auto updated. So one thing to remember with chip data versus links data, you will need to decide before the event which system will be primary. I know a lot of you guys are doing this already with your mass participation events. If you're using like a Summit or Tomato Reader or the RaceDay timing app, and or like a time machine. And so you're using primary and backup. So if you plan to time primarily with links, then you need to set that up as such in your finish location. So you'll need to make that data stream your main data stream, and you'll set chip your chip file as your chip data as your backup. Conversely, if you're only pulling links data, if you miss a chip read, then you'll set that as your chip stream as primary and links as backup. So you can see your main stream in this scenario is your links file, and your backup is your finish direct. So just keep in mind with help and support, we are here to help. And how do you get help? You can always go to help.rds or RaceDay Scoring or rdscoring.com, and you have a search function up here where you can go in and click on how-tos. If you're timing, for those of you that haven't been utilizing RaceDay Scoring much, once you get things set up or you're at an event and have questions, you can actually click this question mark in the top right, and it'll bring up a pop-up. You can put in what issue you're having, and it auto zips a backup to our support team, and they will respond via email to you. This is 7 days a week. So for those of you that have been timing on Saturdays and Sundays, obviously we know we've been helping support you guys over the past few years that RaceDay Scoring's been in effect, and Race Director. So so just as a reminder, if you need help, you can click this even during your event. You can also schedule a demo with me or a how-to with me, and this link right here, the calendly.com/RSU-race-day-tools, and this will be again, you can jot this down, or you can shoot me an email at crisp@runsignup.com, and I'll reply, and in my signature I have a link to this. So with that, I know we went through a lot. This was not meant to be a how to use RaceDay Scoring from top to bottom. This was a how to score cross country in RaceDay Scoring. So hopefully most of you have some experience in RaceDay Scoring. If not, shoot us an email. We can get you set up with self-certification on RaceDay Scoring. It's free, and you can do it at your own pace. There are some videos and training documents that you can refer back to, and then if you are a seasoned vet or you're just getting into it, reminder that you can you can always test things out and set up events and just play with it beforehand. We're doing this training now in June so that you have months to play with it before cross-country season really kicks in. So hopefully everybody schedules some time to play with RaceDay Scoring in between now and then. Anything that we need to chat about, Matt?
Got a couple of questions. Jeff was asking, can split times be saved to RunSignup results? Yes, just like any other kind of report, you can customize it, and you can add the splits data to the report that you're pushing results to RunSignup for, and the cross-country report is no different. So you can add anything you want to it, as long as you keep around the special columns that we add, like I think it's team place. That's what generates the team standings. But you can add any other fields that you like, splits included. And then Bob was asking if we have a direct integration with athletic.net. We have a export to a file that you can use. We don't have any kind of direct integration. I know like Athletic Live, I believe, is a different thing, and they do have a direct integration, but I'm not aware of one that is for athletic.net in particular. But we do have an exporter for athletic.net, and that should be available on the any kind of cross-country report, I believe.
Awesome. Well, I know when we did our questionnaire about how can we make Timer Tip Tuesdays more helpful, the #1 thing was, hey, can we keep them under an hour? So here we are at 31 minutes, and glad that we got through everything quickly. Again, this will or this has been recorded, and so you will have access to it. It usually sometimes done by the end of the day, but it's usually completed in the next 24 to 48 hours and published to our YouTube channel. And I believe a copy is also emailed out to all the people that registered. So we appreciate you joining us today, and hope that timing so far this year is going well and you're enjoying race day scoring. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And we look forward to getting going with cross country soon. So we look forward to hearing how you like it, and feel free to share with us anything that you'd love to see added as well, because obviously we're continuing to develop every piece of race day scoring to make it better and better for all those folks out there timing. So have a great Tuesday, and look forward to seeing you guys out at races soon.
Look, man, you can do this. As soon as they show, oh, actually, they're here now. Okay, take it away. Let them know. Thanks for watching the video. No, don't get too close to them. Just say thank you for watching the video. You can subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell and all if you want to see more. And don't forget to ask for that like. You can do this. I believe in you. Take it away. Well, we tried.